So sa electricity, define natin, it is the phenomenon associated with presence and motion of charged particles. So bukod sa presence, kailangan may motion. So may motion yung charged particles para masabi electricity. So saan ba galing yung word na electricity? So it came from the Latin word electricus. Okay? Ang galing yan kay William Gilbert. That is from the Greek word electron. Okay? So define natin ano naman yung static electricity. So electricity that is due to charges at rest. So yun na yung keyword doon, charges at rest, no? Static. Pag naman dynamic electricity, it is the electricity due to moving charges. So moving charges. They are dynamic. And then direct current, DC, that is flow of charges in one direction. Kapag naman ang direction ng charge is opposite directions, no, kabilaan, that would be alternating current, AC. Okay? So, compare natin tong tatlong to. Electron, hole, tsaka ion. Okay? So, when we say electron, it is a negatively charged particle of an atom. Yung charge niya is negative, may negative, no? 1.6 times 10 raised to negative 19 coulomb. Sa calculator natin, it is constant number 23. Okay? So, yung electron, that is considered electricity in wire conductors. Okay? Kapag naman hole, pag sinabing hole, that is a vacancy of electron in the shell pala yan, valence shell of an atom, no? So, yun. So, kapag ang electron ay uh, napaalis o umalis, no? Dun sa valence shell, no? So, matitira doon yung tawag doon hole, vacancy kasi na electron. So, yung kino-considered na charge ng hole is positive 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19. So, positive. And then, usually, siya yung didiscuss natin sa sa mga semiconductor devices. Okay? So, kung meron flow, electron flow, meron din hole flow doon. Okay? And then, ion is actually a charged atom. Okay? So, it could be an integer multiples of 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 coulomb. Bakit? No? Kasi nag-base lang din naman siya, no? Kapag nadagdagan ng electron, no? Multiple din kasi ng electron yung electron charges yung ion. Kapag nadagdagan ng ion or nabawasan ng mga ion, okay? That is nabawasan ng mga electron or nadagdagan ng electron. Okay, yun din yun, yung ion. Okay? So, usually it is the electricity in liquids and gases naman. Okay? So, for the atomic structure, okay? When we say matter, define natin ulit, no? Balikan natin, no? Matter, anything that occupies space and has mass. Okay? So, dito sa Earth, no? So, yan yon. Anything that occupies space and has mass. Okay? Dito kasi kung may space, sigurado may air yon, may gas. Okay? Yan. It's either liquid, solid, or gas. Except, syempre, pagdating mo sa universe, no? Sa labas ng Earth, no? Hindi lahat yon matter. No? Actually, walang matter doon, no? Doon sa mga vacuum. Okay? Now, element, it is a substance that cannot be decomposed any further by chemical action. For example, yung element mo, yung oxygen, yun na mismo yung element na yun. hati-hatiin mo yun, oxygen pa rin, no? Yung hydrogen, yung iron, etc. No? So, hindi mo na siya, yun eh, hindi mo na siya madedecompose. Compound naman, it's combination of two or more elements. So, yung H2O, yung water, isa na yung example na yun, no? Combination siya ng uh, dalawang hydrogen tsaka dalawang hydrogen atom at isang oxygen atom, no? Okay? So, atom, when we say atom, it is the smallest particle of an element that still has the same characteristics as the element. Okay? Kung yung halimbawa atom ng oxygen, atom ng yun yung pinakamaliit na particle ng element, no? Yun na mismo yun, yung atom ng oxygen. So yun na yun. Yun yung isa pinaka maliit, okay, na oxygen. Okay. When we say molecule naman, that is group of two or more atoms. Ito, yung partner niya dyan, mag-partner yan, yung molecule tsaka yung compound, atom tsaka element. Yung smallest ng compound is yun yung molecule. For example, no, yung water molecule. Okay? Siyempre, yung pinaka smallest niya is yung dalawang hydrogen at isang oxygen, no? H2O. Okay? Yun ang pinaka molecule ng water. Okay? So, kapag atom naman, yung pinakamaliit na element. Okay? So, sa subatomic particles, yung electron, proton, and neutron. So, isa-isahin natin, i-recall. So, pag electron, again, it is a negatively charged particle. Ang kanyang charge is, again, 1.6 times 10 raised to negative 19 coulomb. Yung mass ng electron, nandun sa calculator niya. Number 3, no? Constant number 3. At ang unit nun ay naka-kilogram. Okay? So, may equivalent yung yung mass ng electron. That is, in terms of atomic mass unit or yung Dalton. Okay? Parehas lang naman to, no? That is equal to 0.0005 atomic mass unit or Dalton. Okay? So, yung naka-discover nun, hindi si Dalton, si J.G. Thomson. Okay? So, tandaan nyo to, 1 gram is equal to yung constant number 24, think that's Avogadro's number. Constant number 24 atomic mass unit. So, tingnan nyo na lang ano equivalent nito, no? Okay? So, pag nagko-convert tayo in terms of atomic mass unit, yun, gamitin natin to by way of grams. Okay? And then, of course, parehas lang yung Dalton tsaka atomic mass unit. And then, yung 1 coulomb naman, di ba, baliktarin natin. Yung 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 coulombs, yan yung isang charge ng kada charge ng electron, no? Okay. So, syempre, kapag binaligtad mo yan, so that would be 6.25 times 10. So, ang pinagsama-samang 6.25 times 10 raised to 18 electrons, yan ang equivalent ng 1 coulomb. Okay. And then, kapag isang electron lang, yan lang ang charge niya, no? Ganyan kaliit. So, kailangan makabuo ng ganito karami electrons para equivalent sa 1 coulomb. Okay? So, that is equal to, for 1 coulomb, that is equal to 6.25 times 10 raised to 18, okay, electrons. Okay, yan. Pares lang yan. 18 yan, 18. Ayan o, Dalton. AMU, atomic mass unit. So, proton is a positively charged particle. Same lang sila ng charge ng electron. Okay? Yung mass ng proton, syempre magkaiba sila. Okay? Kita naman din sa calculator to. That is constant number 1. Okay? Kikita nyo naman dun, ME, MP, MN, di ba? So, that is also, pwede i-convert through the given conversion. 1 gram is still constant number 24 AMU. Okay? So, ang naka-discover naman ng proton ay si Ernest Rutherford. Okay? So, wala dun sa pangalan na proton, no? Proton, wala. A proton is approximately equivalent to 1,836 electrons mass. Okay? So, kapag dinivide nyo yung mass ng proton dun sa mass ng electron, ang kakalabasan ay 1836. So, ibig sabihin, kahit makalimutan nyo to class, kayang-kaya nyo i-derive yan, no? So, ganito kalaki ang mass ng proton versus sa electron. Okay? Next, neutron. Okay? Neutron is electrically neutral particle. Okay? Neutral. So, ibig sabihin, wala siyang charge. Okay? And then, yung mass ng neutron is constant number 2. Okay? Ang naka-discover nito ay si James Chadwick. Okay? And of course, yung kino-consider natin dito na yung mass ng proton is almost equal to or approximately equal to the mass of the neutron. Okay? Ibig sabihin, ganun din yung mass ng neutron. Approximately, that is 1,836 times the mass of the electrons. Okay? So, magaan lang si electron. Okay? Kumpara dito sa protons and neutrons. Okay? So, next. So, the part of an atom, a nucleus, that is the nucleus. Ayan. Yung nasa gitna, yung nucleus, it is the part of an atom that gives an element its identity. Okay? Bakit? Kasi it is the part containing nucleons. Okay? Ang tawag niya doon, no? Doon sa mga neutrons at protons, so nucleons. Okay? So, una, yung atomic number presented by capital Z, it represents the number of protons. Okay? So, nakabase sa protons, yung atomic number in the nucleus of an atom. Okay? And then the mass number, capital A. So, ba't kaya ganun, no? Mass number pero A. Di ba? That's sa atomic number na lang yun, no? So, mass number, it represents the sum of protons and neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. Okay? So, aka, mass number is also atomic mass or atomic weight. Okay? So, pag tinignan nyo yung periodic table of elements, usually may kita nyo dito yung atomic number. Yan, yung 8. Okay? Then, symbol, and then yung pangalan. And then, dito naman sa baba, yung kanyang mass number. So, yung formula niya, ganito na lang. Atomic number is equal to the proton. Mass number is equal to protons plus neutrons. Okay? And, aside from that, okay, may tinatawag pa tayong isotopes, isotones, tsaka isobars. Okay? So, when we define isotopes, it is the elements having equal protons in the nucleus, no? But an equal number of neutron, okay? So, possible 'yon. Pwedeng equal sa protons pero magkaiba ng number of neutrons, okay? Pero may tinatandaan ako diyan, no? Sa isotopes, may letter P, no? Ibig sabihin, yun ang equal sa kanila. Okay? Pag neutron, magkaiba. Okay? Ibig sabihin, wow, kaiba na yung P plus N nila. Okay? Kapag naman isotones, elements having equal number of neutrons in the nucleus but unequal number of protons. So tandaan nyo, pag isotones, so may letter N. Equal ang kanyang neutrons. Pero magkaiba ang protons, kaya ganun na rin to. Magkaiba ang P plus N. Okay? So isobars, wala ang P tsaka N yan. 'Di ba? Ibig sabihin, wala siya sa, hindi equal ang protons ito, hindi rin equal ang neutrons ito. Because isobars, the elements having the same mass number. Okay? But different atomic numbers. Okay? So, check P plus N. Possible na magkapareha sila ng mass number, pero magkaiba parehas yung kanilang protons and neutrons. Okay? Next. So, dito sa Bohr atomic model, so, galing to kay Niels Bohr. Buti pa to si Niels Bohr. Pinangalan sa kanya, so madaling tandaan. It is also called a planetary model. Kasi mukha siyang planet. Sa gitna, may malaki parang sun, no? And then, sa surrounding, yung nucleus, okay? Parang ito yung mga planet sa solar system. So, when we say shells, these are the orbits where electrons reside. Ayan. Diyan sa mga orbit na yan, yung mga nakapaligid na yan. Okay? So, may formula dyan. So, the maximum number of electrons that can occupy a given shell is 2n squared, no? So, Ne, the number of electrons, is equal to 2n squared. And that would be the nth shell, no? Ibig sabihin, nth shell, so kung halimbawa, if n equals 1, that is first shell, no? Ito. Halimbawa sa copper atom, no? Yung first shell niya, that is, ang maximum lang na pwede ilagay ay 2. Kasi 2 times 1 square is equal to 2. So, ganun, no? Sa second shell, that is 2 squared, 4 times 2, 8. So, pag binilang nyo to 8. So, yan yung maximum na pwedeng mag-reside ang electrons. Okay? Next is valence electrons. Okay? So, these are the electrons that occupies the valence shell of the last shell. No? So, yung valence shell, ito yung nasa outermost shell. Okay? So, nandyan yung nagre-reside yung tinatawag na valence electrons. Madali naman tandaan dyan. No? Alam nyo na yan sa part na yan. When we say core electrons, electrons occupying the innermost shell. After nung valence shell, yan na yun. The rest are the core electrons. Okay? So, yun lang yung difference nila. These are the core electrons. Lahat na nasa loob niyan after ng valence shell. Pero yung outermost, that is, yan, yung valence electrons. Okay? So, next naman, yung free electrons. So, when we say free electrons, again, electrons that escape the valence shell after gaining enough energy. Okay? So, ganun kasi sa no? Sa atom, no? Iba-iba yung level ng shell kung saan sila nagre-reside. Okay? Ito kasi, lang dito isa lang yung shell dito, no? So, mamaya papakita ko yung may valence, may energy bands pala, no? Doon ko makita yun. So, ionization, it is a process of gaining or losing electrons. So, when we say ionization energy, it is the quantity of energy needed to discharge an electron from the valence shell. Okay? So, in order para makaalis, maging free electron, no? Ang isang valence electron, okay? So, kailangan niya ng ionization energy. Okay? So, when we say ion, it is electrically unbalanced atom. Okay? So may dalawang klaseng ion. Ano yun? Cation at saka anion. Okay. Cation, tinatawag siyang positive ion. Okay. It is an atom that loses valence electron. VE, valence electron na lang. Sobrang pa ng E. Okay. So, ang tinatandaan dyan, no? Positive, may letter T. Cation, no? So, syempre, kapag nag-lose ng electron, electron negative. Okay. So, lalamang na yung positive. So, cation na tawag sa kanya. Ion na yung tawag sa kanya kasi unbalanced atom na siya. Particularly, tawag sa kanya cation. Ngayon naman, kapag naman ang atom ay nag-gain ng valence electron, okay, magiging negative na yun. Lalamang yung negative charge. Kasi nga, nadagdagan ng negative ion, na negative electron. Okay? So, kapag negative, ayun, letter N, no? May N pala dun. Okay? Ion. Okay? So, that is a negative ion. Okay? Cation, so, yung T parang positive. Okay? Next, energy bands. Okay? So, sa given energy level ng isang atom, so may iba't ibang energy level. May first energy level, second, then yung pwedeng sa iba may third, etc. No? Dito, nucleus, so pinaka ground state. Ang tawag niya ay nucleus, nandun sa gitna. Okay? Nandun yung protons at neutrons. And then, after that, it is a forbidden band. So, walang nagre-reside na particles dyan. And then, after that is the first energy level. Itong first shell, so ito yung first energy level. Okay? So, ito yung pinakamababang energy na pwede magkaroon ng isang electron. Okay? Kasi hanggang dito lang yung kaya nila no? Hindi pa sila makapunta doon. Okay? And then, after that is a forbidden band again. And then, second energy level. Then the next. Okay? And then, after that is forbidden band. And then, valence band. Ito na yung outermost shell. Yan na yung band. Okay? Nandun yun na yung mga valence electrons. Nandito na yung mga valence electrons. Okay? And somehow, after that forbidden band, depende sa type ng material, may kinoconsider ditong band gap or energy gap. Okay? Na once na nalampasan nila yon, mapupunta sila sa conduction band. Okay? And sa conduction band, nandun naman yung mga mapupunta yung mga tinatawag na free electrons na. So, free na sila. Wala na doon sila sa mother atom nila. Okay? So, yun. So, ibig sabihin, pinamataas sa energy level, yung mga nasa conduction band, free electrons. Okay? So, electrical classification of materials. So, that is insulators, conductors, and semiconductors. Okay? So, pag kinumpare natin itong tatlo, yung insulator, these are the materials that will not allow the flow of current because there are less or no free electrons. Okay? So, halimbawa, ito yung energy band ng isang insulator. So, wala silang comparison ng iba pero yung 15 electron volts na energy band, sumataas na yan, no? Kaya hindi uh, makapag-allow ng current. Okay? Hindi sila makapunta ng conduction band, yung mga valence electron dito. Okay? So, insulators are materials with more than 4 electrons in their atom's outer orbit o valence shell. Okay? More than 4. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng 5, 6, okay, 7, 8. Conductors naman, materials that will allow electrical current to flow easily because they have more free electrons. Why? Yung nga nila, overlapping na energy band sa valence versus conduction band, no? Wala na, overlapping na sila, no? Okay? Kaya conductors, nagka-conduct talaga ng electricity. So, these are the materials with fewer than 4 electrons in the valence shell. Okay? And then yung semiconductors, these are materials having electrical characteristics between conductor and insulators. And then, that is between conductor and insulator. Kaya, wala naman silang overlapping. So, meron pa rin forbidden energy band. Pero hindi kasi laki ng nasa insulator. Okay? So, konting apply ng ionization energy, kakaroon ka na ng free electrons agad. So, lampasan niya lang yung approximately 1 electron volts. Okay? So, what are semiconductors? These are the materials with exactly 4 electrons. So, at semiconductors, okay, compare natin yung energy gap. Depende yun sa kung anong klase material, no? Okay. Pero approximately, pag tinanong, no, ano yung energy gap o band gap? Sasabihin nyo lang 1 electron volts katulad na nakalagay kanina, no? Kung kapag inano nyo lahat yan, in-approximate o estimate, no, 1 electron volts. Ang pinakamababa, yung germanium, then pinakamataas yung gas, gallium arsenide. Okay? So, 1.43. Take note, 1 electron volts is equal to 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 joule. Okay? So, yung ibig sabihin, yung electron volts is an energy. Kaya nga energy gap eh. No? So, ito yung equivalent niya in joules. Okay? So, conduction of holes occur in which of the following? Ano yan? Conduction band, valence band, energy band, forbidden band. So, the answer is, okay. Pag sinabing conduction of holes, that doesn't mean na nasa conduction band siya, ha? Okay? Tandaan nyo yung holes nandun lang sa valence shell. Ibig sabihin, valence band ang sagot. Okay? Next. So, what is the mass of neutron in atomic mass unit? Okay? Ano daw ang mass ng neutron in atomic mass unit? Di ba yung mass ng electron, ng neutron, nakikita nyo sa calculator yan, ano yung mass ng neutron natin. Okay? Constant 0 2 1.67 yan, times 10 raised to negative 27. Okay? So, that is in kilograms. Okay? Tandaan nyo, ang atomic mass unit ay equivalent sa ano nga pala equivalent yan? Di ba ano yun? 1 gram is equal to yung constant number 24. Yan. 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 atomic mass unit. Okay? So, multiply natin yung kilo dito, no? Para mag-cancel lang kasi yung gram eh. Okay? Op. 1.00866 should be letter D. Okay? Okay. So, given a neutral dielectric has added 12.5 times 10 raised to 18 electrons. So, what is its charge in coulombs? Okay? So, neutral dielectric, nag-ano daw siya ng electrons. 12.5 times 10 raised to 18 electrons. Okay? Ano daw charge? So, ganyan to lang, no? Multiply lang natin ng yung constant ng 23, no? Tapos, equivalent yun sa ano eh. Coulombs yun, yun yung isang charge ng electron, no? Okay? Yan yung 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19. Okay? Anong sagot doon? Pero, tandaan nyo, class, ha? Kapag mga ganitong may mga pagpipilian, may positive, may mga negative, no? So, double check nyo, ano ba ang charge ng, ng electrons? Dapat may negative. Okay? Negative 2. Okay. Sorry na. Coulombs. Okay. So, negative 2, letter D. Okay. Next. Suppose there is an atom containing 8 protons. Okay. And 8 neutrons in the nucleus. And 2 neutrons are added to the nucleus. The resulting atomic weight is about. Okay. So, pag sinabing atomic weight, that is mass number. Okay? Which is equal to protons plus neutron. Add lang natin yun. Sabi, 8 protons and 8 neutrons in the nucleus and 2 neutrons are added to the nucleus. So therefore, 8 plus 10, that is equal to 18. No? 18. Yan yung mass number. So it should be letter B. Okay? Next. So what is the electron valence of an element with an atomic number of 3? Okay? So, ganito, no? Yung atomic number, may ano eh, yun yung totality ng number ng protons. So, kapag neutral, equal yan sa number ng 3 electrons. Okay? Kung ano ba, ito yung nucleus mo. Okay? Tapos, sa first shell, di ba? Ito yung electrons mo ay 2n squared. So, sa first shell, may dalawang electron dyan. Okay. Pero dahil tatlo lang yung electrons niyan, doon sa outer shell niya, may nag-iisang electron dyan. Okay. So, take note, dun sa valence shell mo, dahil may isang electron dyan, so, consider that positive 1. Okay. 1 electron in valence shell. Kung sa pagpipilian class, halimbawa may naglagay, no? Negative 7, no? Negative 7. Pwede rin yan, class. Okay? Ibig sabihin, uh, naglalak siya ng locking of 7 electrons, no? To make it 8. Okay? To make it 8. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pwede mong sabihin na positive 1 or negative 7. So, madali makita yung positive 1 kasi yun yung number na electrons dun sa valence shell. When we say negative 7, that is 7, lacking of 7 electrons. Anyway, positive 1 lang yung nandun, kaya letter C lang yung sagot mo. Okay? Good.